Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Arkham Files, Season 3. I am Dr. Henderson,
I am Dr. Boose.
and today we're going to get into the case file. Garfield Lens, aka Firefly. What do you think?
What I think about Firefly?
Yeah,
I mean, I've always thought he's all right. I guess I've never really hated him. I guess. I don't know. I don't think much more of him than just a guy that shoots fire. Pretty much,
yeah. Were you
Like he
your
plays on
first?
fire.
I'm
Crazy dude.
guessing your first introduction to him was the game,
Yeah.
Arkham
Technically
Origins.
Arkham Asylum through the character bios, but Arkham Origins with the game. Yes, it was the first time I ever really watched him.
Same. Yeah, that would be with me as well. I saw the character in a couple other things after. I mean, obviously he was going to be in Batgirl.
Mm.
Um, he was in what's Lego Batman 3? Yeah, he was in that.
Yeah.
And then Gotham. They gender swapped it in Gotham, but
Mm.
um so she was in the show. But um I'm not sure if there's any other ones. I guess we'll find out in a minute when we read this. But yeah. I'm kind of impartial to it. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get on into the case file. Firefly, or Garfield Lens, is a supervillain appearing in American comic books published by DC Comics. Created by France Herron and Dick Sprang, he made his debut in Detective Comics number 184 in June of 1952. Initially portrayed as a criminal who utilized lighting effects to commit robberies, Firefly was later reimagined as a sociopathic pyromaniac with an obsessive compulsion to start fires, following the Crisis on Infinite Earths reboot of the DC Universe in the 80s. This darker depiction of the character has since endured as one of the superhero Batman's most recurring enemies and belongs to the collective of adversaries that make up his rogues gallery. Firefly has been featured in various forms of media, including several shows set within the DC animated universe, the Batman cartoon series, the first season of the CW's live-action Arrowverse television series Arrow, portrayed by Andrew Dunbar, and the Batman Arkham video game franchise. He was in Arrow? Hold on. Let me see what he looked like.
I haven't watched Arrow,
I
so
might have. I might. Oh, that's Firefly? Oh, no, I remember this now. That's him.
bad design, or is it just like where he's
He
just like
never had like a. Well, did he? Hold on. I don't know if he ever even actually had a design. Yeah, okay, yeah. He was an ex-firefighter, and like his whole face was like all burned and messed up, and he was like killing other like firefighters or something like that.
I heard this rumor. No, it wasn't like a rumor, but like a theory that I don't know
Mhm.
if it has any credibility to it. Is Gotham, Flash, Green Arrow take place in the same universe or no?
No, well, Flash and Arrow do.
So okay, because someone saw somewhere on Twitter that Gotham and Arrow and Flash take place in the same universe, and I didn't know that was
No,
true or not.
Flash
I've
and
like
Arrow.
never
I
heard of it.
mean, Flash and Arrow are part of the Arrowverse, but I
Yeah,
mean,
I knew that definitely through
but
the
Gotham's its
crossover.
own separate thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what is next here. Pre-crisis. Garfield Lens was a down-and-out film special effects expert whose plan to rob a theater by faking a fire was foiled by Batman and Robin. As Lens fled the scene, Batman mistook a distant Firefly for Lens's lit cigarette and gave chase in the wrong direction. Good job, Batman. Um,
Thanks, Batman.
Lens saw this as a sign of fate and became the Firefly, a costumed criminal who utilized various lighting effects and optical illusions during heists. And that's all of his pre-crisis.
Oh wow,
So that's
this
very
guy
different.
is. I think it's like one of the first. I mean, all of them are like mentally ill in some way, but this guy just saw a straight up just Firefly. He's like, this is my calling, and that and that was it.
Yeah.
I love it though.
I mean, this is like the same thing as Condiment King seeing a like ketchup and mustard be like, I know what I must become.
I must become a villain and use these as a
The greatest comic book villain of all time.
at least Batman chose something that kind of, I guess, makes sense. Like, oh, bats strike fear, All right, it
Yeah.
makes sense. Dude, I see this fire, I see this lighter. Oh, yeah, this is my call.
Yeah. Um, okay, here we go. Let's read into his post-crisis. Following Crisis on Infinite Earth's reboot of the DC universe, Firefly was reimagined as a much darker and more violent character. After being taken away from their abusive parents, Garfield Lenz and his sister Amanda grew up at the St. Evangelina Home for Orphans. Unlike his relatively normal sister, Garfield was a problematic child whom nobody wanted to adopt. As an adult, Lenz became a pyrotechnics and special effects expert in the film industry, but eventually fell victim to Gotham City's severe poverty issues and turned to a life of crime as a result. While he initially only committed arson during his robberies as a hobby, Lynn's compulsion to start fires soon turned into a pyromaniacal obsession as a result of his abusive and troubled childhood. He believed that he could see visions in the flames he created. Lenz then becomes a professional arsonist known as the Firefly and allies himself with fellow supervillain Killer Moth in an attempt to kill Batman and Robin. Their alliance falls apart, however, when Killer Moth realizes the full extent of Firefly's madness and feared for his own well-being. The two villains are then taken into custody. During the Batman Nightfall storyline, Firefly escapes from Arkham Asylum and attempts to burn all of the places that he lacked the privilege to go to as a child. After successfully destroying a pier and a theater, Firefly is stopped by Batman as he tries to scorch the Gotham Zoo. In his next attempt to burn Gotham to the ground, Firefly is horribly scarred when an uncontrollable fire that he starts at a chemical factory causes it to explode. Over 90% of his body is burned, so he designs a fireproof battlesuit to protect himself from his own flames from this point on. Let's see what's next.
All right.
During
It
the
makes sense.
during the No Man's Land story arc, Firefly is one of the inmates at Blackgate Penitentiary when it's taken over by Lockup. When Nightwing is captured after trying to retake the prison from Lockup, Firefly attempts to kill him and wear his skin over his burned body. During the DC 1 million crisis, Firefly nearly burns down Gotham while infected with the Hourman virus, requiring Nightwing and Robin to work with the future Batman to stop it. Let's see here. Firefly makes a short appearance in the Justice League of America story arc Crisis of Conscience, fighting Catwoman in Gotham City over a diamond before Batman arrives. Although an epic battle between the secret society of supervillains and the Justice League ensues, Firefly is knocked unconscious and remains that way during the entire battle. He makes another short appearance in the 2005 miniseries Villains United when the Secret Six attempts to escape the society's grasp. Man, do you smell that?
Yeah, it wasn't me though. I smell it too.
Well, just go here. Go crack the window.
All right, sure thing. Yeah.
Man, I still smell it.
Okay, fine. It was.
How many more bones will you crush? How many lives will you destroy in pursuit of what you call justice? You are the product of everything you fear. Violence, darkness, helplessness. All that remains is for you to watch as I drag your beloved Gotham into oblivion.
Sorry about that. We had some unexpected issues. Okay, moving on. Let's see here. Where were we?
We were
right here. Okay. Firefly
Yes.
is among the numerous heroes and villains apparently murdered by the Omacs in the pages of DC's The Omac Project. Omacs are from Blue Beetle. I remember that. The evil robot or evil symbiote thing that the lady was working on. Although he later appears alive in Villains United Infinite Crisis Special and Gotham Underground, Firefly appears with Mr. Freeze facing Batman, though Firefly is wearing the same uniform as the Firefly design of the Batman. He and Mr. Freeze are again shown as having worked together a month after the events of the crisis. Batman working with a redeemed Harvey Dent to take them down before he takes his year of absence while leaving Dent to guard Gotham. Following the final crisis, Firefly was with Cheetah's Secret Society of Supervillains at the time when Genocide was created. Genocide? What? I didn't realize he was that old. Oh, sorry. No, that was a joke. I, some people got that one.
Some
He
people.
was well, I was making a joke because like genocide, like that's what you call it when you
Yeah,
kill a bunch of people,
no,
and
I
that's
get
been
it. I
around for
get
a long time. So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. You're very clever. Very clever, my good friend.
well, okay. He was defeated by Wonder Woman alongside Shrapnel, Phobia, and T.O. Morrow. It's a weird villain name. Firefly is recruited by a new Black Mask to be a part of a group of villains that are aiming to take over Gotham, but he follows his own agenda. Inspired by the chemicals that Black Mask used on him, Firefly inserts chips into Gothamites to make them burn. Not long after the identity of the new Black Mask was revealed to be Jeremiah Arkham, Firefly was arrested and put into Arkham Asylum. A short time later, Firefly is broken out of Arkham by Dick Grayson, who has assumed the mantle of Batman, to assist him in gaining access to Sebastian Blackspell's closest friends. Batman, Dick Grayson at the time, desires to know what Blackspell's true intentions are in regards to killing the Riddler. And that is the end of his case file.
Yeah. I'm just going to say it already. It does not get me more like, holy crap, Firefly. It just definitely does not with this.
Yeah.
He's more funny. I'll give you that. Because it's just imagining how just what inspired him. I like that.
Oh yeah.
I
I mean,
think that's pretty. I think
I'm
that's pretty funny.
curious. Yeah, Bridget Pike, Ted Carson's protege Bridget Pike, character introduced in the TV series Gotham, adopts the identity of Lady Firefly in the comics. So they brought her in. There was a version of him in the Flashpoint books who was a member of Canterbury Cricket's ambush bugs, but he is killed in the battle with the Amazons. He's also in Batman 89 Echoes, so the 1989 Batman comic continuation sequel. So like the sequel of the continuation comic.
Oh, so they did. So he was in that. Okay, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
and this version is actually Bruce Wayne, who changed his name to Robert Lowry, and presents himself as a serial bomber to get sent to Arkham. Huh.
Huh, okay.
He was in the new Batman Adventures, Batman animated series. They wanted to use him in that, but Fox said no to Pyromaniac characters.
Just no to Pyromaniac. Specifically that. Okay.
He was in Brave and the Bold, Gotham. I mentioned that. He was in the third season and the first half of the fourth. Let's see. Man, it's got a big paragraph about Gotham. I should read it. No, I'm not going to. He appears in Harley Quinn, the show, voiced by Alan Tudyk. Alan Tudyk he's voices a lot of characters, but most prominent right now would be he's voicing Dr. Phosphorus in Creature Commandos. Obviously talked about the Batman Arkham games.
Mm-hmm.
Lego games. Let's see. I think that's about it. Yep. That is it. Yeah, there you go.
I also thought you'd kind of have more than that.
Yeah.
I swear I thought, but who knows? Who knows? Hey, I still like him, but nothing's really changed. I haven't really discovered my new favorite Batman villain or anything like that. But
I think you might next week.
mm-hmm.
Because next week we get into the case file of James Gordon Jr. And oh my God.
Oh yeah, this I am very excited.
He is an actual pure-blooded psychopath.
Oh yeah.
But you get to look forward to that next week. There are only 2 episodes left. The Gordon episode next week, and then the finale after that. We are nearing the end, folks. But we're gonna go ahead and get at it here for this one. Thank you all so much for joining us for this episode. Definitely check out last week's, if you haven't seen them, check out the whole playlist of all of the seasons that are out on YouTube right now. And stay tuned for next Thursday. It will not be Friday this time. It'll be Thursday for the James Gordon Jr. episode. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. I've been Dr. Henderson.
I am Dr. Boose.
And we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.